I cheated on my fiancé at my bachelorette party, and I don't know how to move forward. Originally posted December 4th, 2024. I'm writing this using a throwaway because I don't want it linked to my regular account. I don't even know why I'm writing this here. Everyone is going to say it's rage bait and I'll get banned. I just did the worst thing that I could possibly do, and I just want to confess to everyone, but I can't. I know for a fact that the most important relationship of my entire life will be ruined. My fiance, Alex, fake name, male 32, and I, female 28, have been together for 4 years, and we're supposed to get married on the 28th of December. We had our bachelor and bachelorette parties last weekend because everyone was in town for the holiday. That's why we're having the wedding on the 28th. Everyone will be here anyway for the holiday, so coming to the wedding won't be a big thing. Alex is everything I want in a man. He's kind, he's funny and charming, he's tall and handsome, he's helpful, he's a leader, he's successful at his work with a great future, he's really thoughtful. One time we were shopping and I looked at this butterfly decoration just in passing, and later on I got it for my birthday. He remembered that I liked it and went back and bought it for me and surprised me with it. Our sex life is very satisfying to me, and I think to him as well. He's not perfect, of course, and we have our disagreements like any other couple, but we're great together. I feel safe and loved with him. When we first got together, the subject of our past partners came up. I didn't have a lot of past partners as all of my relationships were long-term. I had 3 boyfriends before Alex. The previous one was Jake, fake name. Jake was gorgeous. He had a very magnetic personality and always dominated whatever room he walked into. I felt so lucky when he chose me to be his girlfriend. We had a very intense physical connection that I sort of lost myself in. In every other way, Jake was terrible. He cheated on me. He stood me up for multiple occasions. He forgot important events like my birthday and my best friend's engagement party. I finally broke up with him. He didn't really seem to care about it though, which just hurt. He just ghosted me when I said enough. The reason I mention this is because I told Alex about Jake. At first, he didn't connect the dots, but when I described Jake, he asked me if it was Jake last name. I said, "How do you know?" And he told me that Jake had stolen his girlfriend from high school when they were all freshmen in college. It really hurt Alex as he thought he would marry this girl. Jake later dumped her and she tried to get back with Alex, but Alex rejected her, telling me that she was disgusting. Alex was quiet around me for a few days after that, but he came around thankfully. During my bachelorette party last weekend, one of my bridesmaids, Claire, fake name, invited a bunch of our old friend group to the Airbnb that we were renting as a surprise. This Jake dude's gonna show up. Is this the guy? If this is the guy, then what the I thought they had all moved away, but they showed up and yep, you guessed it, Jake was there too. FML. I was pretty drunk, but I can't say I didn't know what I was doing. Jake was still really good looking and he talked only to me that night. He only flirted with me and no one else. He was charming and my inhibitions were down and we eventually went to a bedroom and we had sex. The next morning I was mortified. I told Jake that it meant nothing and that he needed to leave and not get in contact with me again. Jake told me that he had changed and was a serious person and serious about me. I told him to go and to just please shut up and leave. He seemed sad but left. I made sure to make him swear to forget about it, and he did swear. I told Claire to keep quiet about it and to not tell anybody about Jake. She was the only one who really knew about our past relationship, and she was part of the friend group. She agreed and said it was no big deal and one last fling before marriage. I think she was the only one who saw us go back to the bedroom, but can't be sure. All I know is that Jake and I were the least drunk people there, and we were pretty drunk. Meanwhile, it's been eating at me all the time. I can't sleep or eat. I'm afraid my wedding dress will be too big for me because I have this fear in the pit of my stomach, and I throw up when I think about Jake and what I did, which is all the time. I think about it all the time. I have to confess to someone, so I think a bunch of internet strangers is the easiest way to do it. I know I'm terrible, and I know I f***ed this up. I can't lose Alex. Why didn't I think of him when I was there last Saturday? Why didn't I consider Alex? I'm such a idiot. He's the best thing that ever happened to me, and Jake is the worst. Alex has started to notice my change in attitude. I lied to him again and told him that I think I'm coming down with the flu and he should stay away for a few days. Meanwhile, I'm crying my eyes out in bed and Alex is being his usual great self, bringing me homemade chicken noodle soup his mom made. I can't tell him, but I can't stand this. Does it go away over time? Feel free to demean me. I deserve it. It's not fake or rage bait. I honestly wish it was. I wish this was just a nightmare. FML. Well, I will say this to you, OP. I don't think confessing to a bunch of internet strangers will cleanse your soul the way you're wanting it to. I think trying to hold this in for the rest of your life is how you make Horcruxes.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And also, why? You have husband material and you have
You have
playboy.
Douche canoe boy.
Yep.
Call it what it is.
And you traded the husband material for douche canoe, and you're going to regret it probably for the rest of your life. You're going to live in some sort of limerence wondering what would have happened if you hadn't up, because he's not going to stay with you. Not with this guy.
Yep.
This guy was untouchable and you did it, and he won't forgive you because of what happened with his previous girlfriend. He will not forgive you because you some other guy a month before your wedding. Like, all of these things. And also, why would the best friend invite this guy?
Why would she enable this?
Knowing like what this guy did to OP, like, and I'm not going to place blame on the best friend because she didn't. It. Yeah. You can lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
And so she brought him there, but OP chose to drink. And you can't come back from that.
And there's an update. We'll dive into it. But right. I think the question is now, when are you going to tell him? Because you're going to. It's already eating at you. Are you going to do it now before you guys get married? Or are you going to invest a good chunk of your lives and do it later on when it hurts everyone much, much worse? It's going to happen. Here is the update. I cheated on my fiance at my bachelorette party and I don't know how to move forward. Posted December 9th, 2024. Here's the update. Background. I'm planning on getting married on December 28th to Alex. I used to date Jake. My old friend group were invited by one of my bridesmaids, Claire, a friend and a former coworker. This group included Jake. Jake and I got drunk and had sex. I felt terrible afterwards and I've been sick with guilt and worry since, but I did not confess to Alex because I know he wouldn't forgive me because he and Jake knew each other in college and Jake had an affair with Alex's girlfriend from high school. I don't know if I can link my original post, but it's in my profile. I wanted to update everyone who read my original post, even though it's humiliating and painful. The truth is out. Alex knows and the consequences have been much worse than I could have imagined. I have no one to blame but myself. Thursday evening, Alex didn't come home after work. Thought maybe he was staying late, but around 9 p.m., I got a text from him. It was a photo of me and Jake kissing at my bachelorette party. No words, just the photo. I panicked and immediately texted Claire asking if she told Alex. She replied that he deserved to know the truth. Claire, are you making a play for Alex? Are you just trying to destroy OP's life, or what's happening here? I don't think she did it to be malicious. Maybe she was feeling guilty herself, but at that moment I was freaking out. I started spamming Alex's phone with calls and texts, begging him to talk to me. He left me on red. Then I logged on to social media and saw that Alex had posted that our wedding was canceled because the woman I thought I was marrying turned out to be someone I didn't know. People started calling and messaging me, asking what was going on. I didn't know what to say. I panicked and lied, telling them we had a huge argument, but that we were working it out. Meanwhile, Alex was replying to comments under this post saying things like, she knows what she did, and there's nothing left to say. Friday night, Jake showed up at my apartment. He said he was sorry, claimed he didn't know Alex was my fiance, and tried to explain himself. I told him it didn't matter. What we did ruined the best thing in my life, and I wanted Jake gone. I told him to leave and not come back. He tried to linger, saying something about how we could figure this out, but I slammed the door on him. He makes my skin crawl. Then on Saturday morning, the hammer dropped. Alex's older brother Mark showed up with two of Alex's groomsmen. They knocked, came in, and started packing up Alex's things. His clothes, personal items, even some of the furniture that belonged to him. I tried to talk to them, begging them to tell me where Alex was or how I could reach him, but they just ignored me and told me they didn't know where he was, which was probably a lie. Mark kept repeating that there was nothing to talk about. When they were gone, Mark told me that Alex wanted me to keep the engagement ring. He said Alex didn't want it back because he had no use for it and selling it wouldn't make up for what had happened. He also told me Alex would be sending a check to cover my share of the canceled wedding costs and that his half of the lease was paid for. I begged Mark to at least put Alex on the phone with me and that he deserved some kind of closure by yelling at me and I would at least be able to apologize where he could hear my voice. He said Alex has all the closure he needs and to stop contacting him and just leave him alone and I've done enough. Mark used to be so kind to me, like a big brother. He was excited about the wedding, calling himself a future crazy uncle. Now he was cold and distant, talking like I was a stranger. That was when it really hit me. Alex had gone and my life was gone too. I can't afford to stay in the apartment. Alex paid the rent and utilities while I handled groceries, cooking, and chores. I don't make enough as a personal trainer to cover everything on my own. I let my certification lapse months ago because we planned on me being a traditional stay-at-home wife, mother after the wedding, which is something I really wanted. I've started packing my things and I'll be moving back in with my parents. I haven't told them the full story yet, just that the wedding is off. They've been supportive, but I know the full conversation is coming, and it's going to be excruciating. My friends are avoiding me too. Some have unfollowed me on social, and Claire has not responded to any of my messages since she told Alex. I don't even know how to begin rebuilding my life from this. I've lost everything that mattered to me because of one selfish, stupid decision. Alex was my rock, my future, and the best thing that ever happened to me, and I threw it all away for nothing. I betrayed him in the worst way possible, and I'll have to live with that for the rest of my life. He won't even talk to me. It's driving me crazy that I can't at least apologize to him in person. To Michael, real name, I know you'll never see this. I'm sorry. I know my apology means nothing, but I'll regret what I did for the rest of my life. You deserve so much better, and I failed you in every way that mattered. I know that when I'm old and gray, even if I find someone else, you'll always be in my heart. I love you to the moon and back, and I don't think I'll ever be able to love someone else the way that I love you. There will always be some part of me that's always yours. Now I have to figure out how to pick up the pieces. My life as I knew it is gone, and I have no one to blame but myself. Stop messaging me. I'm not reading them anyway. I've lost everything. There's no way you can make me feel worse than I already do. I'm barely hanging on down to the live to will here. Top comments here. Comment, I still don't understand why people go wild and binge drink and cheat at their bachelor or bachelorette party. Acting like it's the last day of freedom is such a weird way to see marriage. Another comment, the more I read, the more I like her ex. The guy gets his closure by giving her none. That's a straight baller move. Guy gets his closure by giving her none. I get it. By just being like, clean break. We're never even going to communicate again.
Right. Door slammed.
So
And she's right. You did it to yourself. Like, you've no one, even if Claire invited him, even if she set you up, even if she did it because she's in love with that,
it was still your
none
choice.
of that matters because you chose to have sex with someone else. And you said, I wasn't too drunk to know what I was doing. I mean, you did it. You signed your name, you checked the box, like all of it. And this is what happens. And also, you had a man that like was bringing you soup because he thought you were sick. You had a man that showed up for you in every way possible, a partner, like a true partner. And no sex is worth like losing that and giving that up, especially to the one man who has hurt your partner the worst.
Why do you think it happened?
It fed into an insecurity. It made her feel good and all of those things. And then when she had had enough, like she broke it off and he felt nothing. So for him to come to this party and flirt with her directly and all of these things, it feeds into something that she's lacking and something that she feels like.
Even when he chose her, she felt like she didn't matter to him and she finally mattered to him.
None of it matters though. It is not worth it.